Manufacturing has become accessible enough to fit on a spare table. With machines now priced lower than most smartphones, the physical space between a hobby and a business has shrunk to the size of a desk. But because the price of entry is so low, you are entering a market with nearly limitless participants. When anyone can buy the same hardware with a single click, the hardware itself stops being a competitive advantage. Owning the machine doesn't make you unique. It just puts you at the starting line with everyone else. Most of the effort in these businesses isn't the manufacturing. Success is almost entirely dependent on how you build your distribution channel and reach a customer who actually wants to buy. This is where most equipment reviews fail. They treat a $50 rock tumbler and a $900 embroidery machine as the same kind of opportunity, but their business models are worlds apart. To find the right fit, we need to look past the hardware specs and evaluate your own capacity to run the business side of the machine. We can map these tools using two variables. The horizontal axis represents the technical skill needed to operate the machine. The vertical axis represents the sales effort required to turn the output into cash. At one end, you have low-skill operations supported by local foot traffic. At the other, you have high-skill craftsmanship that requires aggressive digital marketing to survive. When we plot those 15 machines on this board, they group into 3 distinct clusters based on what they demand from you as an operator. By categorizing these tools, we can see which model matches your specific personality and the amount of capital you're willing to invest. The first group includes laser engravers, vinyl cutters, embroidery machines, and cap or mug presses. These machines require direct outreach. You find success here by walking into local cafes, gyms, or schools and pitching them on custom-branded merchandise. As the scorecard shows, this model favors volume. You aren't looking for one-off sales. The goal is securing recurring bulk orders from other businesses. The machines are relatively easy to learn, but the trade-off is the high sales pressure. This path requires a high level of comfort with cold calling and networking. One strategy here is hardware stacking. If a local gym needs embroidered uniforms, they likely also need vinyl decals for their windows and branded bottles from your laser engraver. Combining these services allows you to sell a complete branding solution that raises your total transaction value far beyond what a single product could generate. Success in this category means being a salesperson first and a maker second. The second group covers tufting guns, resin 3D printers, mini CNC routers, and knitting machines. These tools have a higher learning curve. You'll need to master software like CAD or develop the rhythmic coordination required for rug tufting. This technical investment allows you to create premium, unique items that you can sell directly to consumers for much higher profit margins. This profile shifts the focus from volume to margin. Each piece takes more time to produce, but the value of that time is reflected in the final price. Your revenue is limited by your physical time. Whether you're finishing a 3D print or monitoring a CNC router, the machine still needs a human touch to reach a sellable state. To drive sales, you have to document the process. Recording the manufacturing and sharing it on platforms like TikTok or Instagram is how you build an audience. That organic social reach is what creates your customer demand. In this model, you are effectively a content creator. If the videos stop, the inbound orders usually stop with them. The final group includes binding machines, laminators, rock tumblers, and digital nail printers. These machines often cost under $100 and require almost no training. They are functional, set-it-and-forget-it tools. They allow you to offer immediate, pragmatic services to people in your immediate vicinity. The economics here are very different. The time required per unit is minimal, but the profit margins are very thin. You're often charging just a few dollars per transaction. This model only works if you already have access to high foot traffic. It's ideal for a dorm room, a busy office, or an existing shop where customers are already passing by. These aren't standalone businesses. They are low-risk add-ons for people who want to monetize their current environment without a massive time commitment. Choosing a machine based on what looks interesting on camera is a mistake. Choose based on the type of work you want to do on a daily basis. We can simplify this with a flowchart. Who is your customer? For bulk business orders, if you like cold outreach, choose bucket 1. If selling to individuals, do you want to be a content creator? If yes, bucket 2. If not, bucket 3. Bucket 1 favors the extroverted networker who would rather close one large contract than 50 small ones. Bucket 2 is for the introverted creative, who enjoys technical optimization and understands how social media algorithms work. Bucket 3 is for the pragmatist with limited time, who just wants to monetize their immediate surroundings. A machine is just a tool. Its ability to generate income is entirely dependent on the specific skills you choose to apply to it.